Between October 2016 and February 2018, nearly 1,800 children were separated from their families at the United States and Mexico border. This information comes from Jessica Vaughan, the Director of Policy Studies for the Center for Immigration Studies, published on their website September 8, 2018. Think back on a time when you were a child when you got lost. Perhaps it was at a park or a grocery store. Think of how scared you were, not knowing where your parents were or why they left, just having that fear. Now imagine that for weeks and months as an illegal immigrant child coming to the United States border, only to be separated from your family once you arrive. Today, I'm going to be informing you on why a wall between the United States and Mexico is an unnecessary expense. First, I'll be telling you on the specifications of a wall, and second, on the effects it will have on immigration and the environment. First, let's start with the wall itself. According to Ron Nixon, the Homeland Security correspondent for the New York Times, on their website, published April 18, 2017, the wall is estimated to be around $21 billion, while some of the maximum estimates range from $8 billion to $70 billion. But the Department of Homeland Security puts it at a price tag of a pretty $21.6 billion. However, that does not include the cost to maintain the wall. The Department of Homeland Security estimates that to be around $150 million a year. That burden is laid on us and our children for many years to come. There's also the task of building the wall. According to David Beer, the Immigration Policy Analyst of the Cato Institute, published on their website in May 2017, the wall would have to stretch almost 2,000 miles on the United States southern border. Along that comes with mountain ranges, lakes, rivers, and private property, which the government would have to purchase from landowners, making the task of building a wall along the entire border a nearly impossible one. Now that I've talked about the specifics of a wall, let's move on to the effects it will have on immigration and the environment. According to Jessica Vaughan, as previously stated, one of the main forms of illegal immigration into the United States is through visa overstay. In 2017 alone, there were nearly 700,000 visa overstays, 90% of them marked as business or pleasure visas. However, a wall would not affect or change these numbers much or at all, as most of these visa travelers come to the United States through planes. A wall would, however, help stop mitigate foot traffic immigration. But research shows that this would then just migrate to other forms of illegal entry, such as visa overstay or underground tunnels that are currently built or used today. A wall would also present massive environmental effects. According to Jeffrey Cohn, an environmental scientist at the American Institute of Biological Sciences, published on their website January 1st, 2017, a wall would cut the free flow of species between the United States and Mexico. There are currently 15 endangered or threatened species living on or near the United States and Mexico border. A wall would cut off crucial food and water supply to these species, along with habitat and breeding grounds, leading to most of their inevitable extinction. Today, I have informed you first on the specifications of a wall, and second, on its effects on immigration and the environment. A wall is an unnecessary expense for America to pay. Coming back to Jessica Vaughan, as previously stated, there was a new report recently released stating that thousands of migrant children were released before officials started counting how many were separated from their families, meaning we may never know an exact number. But I think we can all agree that no matter what that number is, it's one that America should not have. Think back on that time when you were lost as a child. When you finally found your parents again, that feeling of happiness that you got. As Americans, we should be opening our arms to immigrants, welcoming them with that same feeling of happiness as we have for so many years in our country's past. But a wall will only continue to separate and divide us.